Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and is no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect whom the Lord have given ears to hear. Now, I'm just sitting down, meditating on a lesson, and I said, you know what, let me, see what's going on with this MOTB, with this brain chip situation. So I put in brain chip news, right? And it says this is one of the top articles. It says Neuralink's first patient says his brain chip can be hacked. Now it's a it's computerized, so even he said, of course it could be hacked, but it's to a certain extent. So I'm reading through a little bit. As you know, the article gives a dialogue of what was said in the video. So I'm like, you know what, let me just head to the video, right? And in the video, right, it's good to go through the comments and see what other people are talking about. Because you watch the video, right? And you know this guy Nolan Arbaugh. He's a pretty famous dude, especially now that he was the first person to his success story is gonna pave the way for others, I'll say. Right? So you know what you're watching when you're watching this. The reading the comments, not even watching the old video, I can see that people are pretty shocked, as if he still seems like a normal guy. Whereas, look, case in point, the Mr. Nukeman. Most normal dudes on JRE, which stands for Joe Rogan Experience, in a while, and it's pretty cool. So it's almost like the poster child is warming the people up. All right, where it was like, you can get this done and you can still walk around and be normal. You can live your normal life. You can have conversation. You know what I'm saying? He has a sense of humor, this, that, and the third. You see? People are applauding him. From the generic YouTube commenter, right? An example of how funny and savage Nolan Arbaugh is. When he first got the Neuralink implant surgery, when he woke up, around him was a doctor and his mother. He looked at his mother and said, "Who are you?" His mom looked at the doctor like, "What have you done to my son?" And then Nolan started laughing and said, "Just kidding, Mom." This is a man who capitalizes on opportunities given to him, right? So it's a lot of applaud, it's a lot of praise onto this hero, so to speak. Now, let me see. Another one of these comments stuck out to me. Okay, from Ruby, right? More applause as you see Charm City. But let me read this one. This one stood out to me. Now it says, my best friend's little sister has been a quadriplegic since the age of 22, which she hit the windshield in an accident decades ago. She lives in assisted living with her equally injured husband. I so hope in the future this tech will be available to everyone who needs it. It's a miracle. And you already know, according to the scriptures, how this devil will pull everyone in by the means of those miracles. For those who don't know, we'll just grab it. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 14. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right? So take this man, as a take this man as a what's the word I'm looking for? As an example that everything will be all right for you as well. Actually, it'll be more than all right. It'll be, which he even said in him and Joe Rogan, they were dialoguing, and which, mind you, I didn't watch all of it. I only watched maybe a minute or two. But from the part I did catch, he was even saying, look, I'm just the precursor. People that comes after me, they're going to be way more advanced than I. All right? You got to check out that movie Lawnmower Man. He wasn't a quadriplegic, but he was mentally slow. You know the other word, the R word. Nevertheless, pretty much he was upgraded through technology and he became like a genius. This guy Joe Rogan, he pretty much said, in the future, he'll be like a staple. From where we came from to where we're at, meaning the power of his brain chip. Right? And you're gonna see he's just the beginning. Trust and believe he's just the beginning. You're gonna have more people, who get who come out, who get surgery done on them, where they're quadriplegic and so on and so forth. The blind can see now, the deaf can hear. A person that was born not able to, move his limbs, or a person that went so long without being able to move his limbs can now do so. Right? So it's a miracle for the world. But it says, so I found this pretty interesting. This is another good one. What's this? Let me see. It says, sorry to hear of your relatives' injuries. I'm no techno wizard by any means, but for many years, I have wondered why the actual tech wizards have not developed a sort of second skin for quadriplegics. The basic concept would be a thin, flexible exoskeleton that is connected to the brain like a Neuralink device. When the brain wants to raise the left hand, for instance, the device sends the command to the exoskeleton, which raises the hand. I'm sure folks much smarter than I have already attempted this idea, and perhaps a team is already trying to make the idea function. Right? Which we are in a time of prophecy. The Bible tells us, as I read down, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Right? So through the means of those miracles, people are now more intrigued. All right? Technology can better my life. Let me sign up and take what the doctor has for me. So it says, saying to them that dwell in the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. Talking about Rome. It fell, then it came back in the stead of America. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, reading verse 15 again, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So, me as a so-called normal human being, having my limbs and things of that nature, intact, have my eyesight, have my ear, my hearing, why does it matter to me? All right, everybody's not going to be with it, especially those that understand that is the mark of the beast. So eventually, this devil is going to come. He's going to show his horns. To those that don't see it as a miracle, those that understand, those that understand what the end thereof is. All right, that is a curse behind it. The Lord said, according to Revelation 14:9, that those who take the mark of the beast, all right, is going to be destroyed in a lake of fire and brimstone, which is pretty much them eating, all right, the heat, or them suffering the heat that's going to come from those nuclear missiles. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? So as we see with the BCIs, which stands for brain computer interface, all right, that coincides with the miracles, which goes right into the scriptures, that they receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The foreheads for the paraplegics, and the right hand for those who, you know what I'm saying, on the contrary, may not need it for that particular reason, but because you have other videos out there where people get the chip, all right, because it helps them get in and out of their houses faster. They feel like it's cooler that they can connect with their technologies within their house, or they can open up their car door and shit like that. Right? And then eventually this devil's going to tie it all into the money anyway. For those that, not really into the technology, you still got to live, you still got to eat, so you better take this chip. That's what it's going to come down to. But, another point, to lock you for that, man. I don't know why this YouTube always does that. I turn it off for 2 seconds and then it messes up the video. But let me see. There was another comment I found kind of interesting. Is it this one? I mean, you could pretty much, if you don't want to sit through the whole video, it's an hour and a half. You could pretty much read through the comments to get the juicy points. But pretty much all praising this dude. But okay, 1 second. All right, I found it. It's called Allah Yahweh Shmi Awishai. So this is the comment, I found pretty interesting. It says from James Bond, IP6P, whatever, right? This man was willing to put it all on the line and explore unknown technology just to further mankind. Dude's a hero. And I find it peculiar that they use a guy by the name of Nolan Arbaugh was actually the first one to do it. The first one, the first implanted of Neuralink. Now, we in the names over here. So when you look up those names, right, we're going to first look up the name Nolan. which says the baby boy named Nolan or Nowlin. Nolan's length. Let me see. Salakia, 1 second. Right. So here's straight to the point. I like this one. Nolan, as a boy's name, also uses girl's name. Nolan means champion. Right? So mind you, this guy is the first. He's the first. He's a hero. You know, he's the archetype, if you will. So the word Nolan means champion. And when you go into the word Arbaugh, is it Arbaugh? Arbaugh. Let's see, Slack. Now it says all. Let me see how you pronounce it.
Arbaugh. Arbaugh.
Arbaugh. Okay. The surname Arbaugh is of German origin and is derived from the combination of two elements, Ar meaning eagle and Bach meaning stream or brook. Right? Now we're talking about the image of the beast. So like we're talking about, this is actually talking about the mark of the beast going into a brain computer interface. But then the beast represents Rome, all right, or America. Well, America being spiritually Rome. And then we understand that this man, the ruler of the beast, all right, goes back into the eagle. That's his, for lack of a better term, that's his animal. That's his spirit animal. Gad had the spirit animals. That's his spirit animal. Let me. Right, because when you go into the breakdown of Revelation 13, you have understanding. That's talking about Esau. Right, talking about the beast. That left and came and, or it says, okay, that was wounded by a sword and did live. All right, that's talking about the Roman Empire that came back under America. Nevertheless, it's all read by Esau Edom, Salaki, which according to the book of Obadiah would move or would pride themselves as an eagle. As a matter of fact, under Rome, just like we all should know that America is the America's bird is the eagle, just like Rome's bird was the eagle. Right? So when you put the name Nolan Arbaugh together, it means champion stream of the eagle. All right? And mind you, again, he's the first one, which he even said, he's technically, if you want to be technical, he said the first BCI, I got to do my homework, but he said the first BCI was done back in 1998. Nevertheless, he's being lauded as if he's the first to ever do it. And then when you go into his name, it means Nolan, or it means champion stream of the eagle. Right? So he's pretty much known to lead the way. Right? So that's, I found that pretty interesting, when you look into it. Nevertheless, yeah, man, that's just a quick hit on the brain chip news. Right? And it's funny, here it is, you got the man himself. The first thing he talking about is that he can be hacked. So that should tell you something. That it ain't all roses, as I say, it ain't all rose-colored glasses once you take this thing. All right? First off, you gave this devil power over you. All right? Because through this chip, if through this chip you have power, or through this chip you have power to move your limbs and, you know what I'm saying, have eyesight and things of that nature, what about the person that controls the chip? Watch that movie Upgrade. Various movies, they always go into how it ends up bad, all right, for the recipient. And again, according to Revelation 14 and 9, we'll end it there. It's going to end up bad for those that receive the mark of the beast. And the third angel saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, all right, so if you worship this place, if you worship all that it stands for, all right, and receive his mark in his forehead, right? Because again, that's pretty much what it boils down to. All right, you're worshiping of this place, all right, and your allegiance to this godless man, to this godless society, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. With that, shalom to the elect.